Good morning. This cannot be beat. Let's just take a moment to listen. 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. I always drink 2 cups. Dale usually makes my coffee for me. He always puts it in my red Ember mug, which I got for Christmas, that he got me for Christmas. It was one of the best Christmas gifts I've ever had. Very thoughtful and useful. But so my second cup is going to go in this eat meat, question everything. If that's not the truth. It's about 2.5. A little salt well with the spoon, and I got this from Amazon. I'll link it in the show notes. It's great. I like this kind with the spoon, and it's got 2 wells, and we fill it with Redmond's real salt. We've run out of the Equip Prime Protein unflavored, but I just did a big order, and I got a discount because it's my birthday month. So I used that, and I have that on order. It should be here, I don't know, in 4 or 5 days. I did have it shipped to our old address because I hadn't updated the address. And as soon as I hit submit order, I was like, oh no, shipping to the wrong place. But I immediately contacted them and they corrected it within minutes. Great customer service. And then I like to use like a Ninja blender, whatever kind you want. Doesn't have to be Ninja. Just, just a bullet blender, whatever. All right, hang on. Before, after. Hi, so we are getting settled in, and it's been a lot. We moved for 2.5 weeks. We stayed with my brother, then we moved into the house, and now got all the boxes and most everything settled in. I do want to tell you in this video what I did and how I stayed, carnivore, what I've been eating, and about some vacation tips to eat carnivore and stay on track when you're on vacation and you're the only one eating a carnivore diet. I did go on vacation for the first time 2 years ago. Right, I had started the carnivore diet in January, and then we went on a beach vacation in June or July, I can't remember. And I did successfully stay on the carnivore diet through that trip. But it does take, I'll just share with you, some of the ideas and the tips that I have and what that's like. I never want to move again. My hair's driving me crazy. And I feel at times like I've never been busier and I've never been more exhausted, but staying on track I have been successful to stay on track. There have been times that I'm like, it'd be great just to get, I've been thinking about Diet Coke, which Diet Coke would probably be okay. It probably would get my sugar monster going a little bit. So it's not the end of the world. I don't want to ever be in this situation where I am, afraid of food, because I think there's, that can be disordered in my case. So I've been working in the garage. I made some food, getting ready to take one of the kids to work, and just a busy season of life, and I'm actually very glad for it. But I found this shirt, and it's one of my favorite shirts, but it's really kind of a work shirt. It is a size large. I'm going to show it to you. This used to fit pretty snugly. So now here's what it looks like. It is pretty big. It's one of the things that I just couldn't, I thought, oh, I have been doing a lot of purging for, like we downsized in our living space quite a bit. We're in a 1 level now. I'm excited to show you the kitchen. I love this house. I love this property. I really wanted it for the location and the property. It backs up to a gorgeous field. I don't know. I'm not a country person yet. I'm adjusting. It gets really dark at night. I love that. It's very quiet. We're not too far away from anything. We are near our entire family. So it's the first time I've lived in my hometown since I, like for 20 years. And it's great to be back. So it's exciting to go to church together, to have, family events, and people can come to my house and stay. We've hosted a couple of times, and that's been just a great blessing. So I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get into the food. All right, so this is future me. I'm editing, and I wanted to just say a couple things. So I filmed this yesterday and today, and so I did wear this shirt twice. Staying carnivore with the huge move and adjustment, I leaned into, just remembering I was not going to go for a long time without food, because no matter, quality, whatever, I can always get McDonald's or Wendy's burger patties because they're everywhere. And I have done videos on, I could have found stuff to eat at, Dollar General. There's always tuna and canned chicken, that kind of thing. So just having quick, easy foods to lean on when, you're short on time, short on patience, short on energy, that kind of thing. If you want to stretch the budget, that too. For vacation specifically, so I went on a beach vacation. We went to Orange Beach, Alabama in 2023. And I was in the beginning days of switching from the carnivore diet with, to lower my inflammation and work with my autoimmune illness. I had already shifted into more of a carnivore, from lion diet to carnivore, and it had become easier lifestyle wise, to continue to make the choices. But I was concerned because it was a big family vacation and I was the only one eating this way. And I don't even think Dale was doing it very consistently. He was doing it, and it's vacation, and that's the time for, treats and treat yourself. And that's, I had always been the person that looked up the restaurants, it's on the menu, plan the vacation around that, and also, wine, that kind of thing. So I wasn't drinking at all. But it was a lot more tempting. It was a lot more difficult to be like, no, I'm not going to do that. So what I did, the two things I did, I would look at the menu, and because, if you go on a beach vacation, you can go to, surf and turf. So I would try to eat baked or grilled fish, which I'm not a big fish eater. So, but I did try tuna that year and I liked it, but well done, not medium well. I wasn't, too concerned about the seed oils at that point. I was still just, I don't know, I was okay with that. So I ate burgers. It's pretty common that you can just say I'm keto and get your burger without the bun and without the other stuff. I did remember taking a bite of a chocolate dessert, and it tasted so artificial to me. I was like, forget that. I didn't even like it. And it was chocolate, so that was saying something. I would scout out. I remembered in my brain, that I was going to have plenty of food. I scouted out and I did some pre-planning by looking at the menu at places. And if I couldn't find anything, because sometimes you go to a restaurant and it's all fried food. And if I thought, well, there's nothing that I can have, then I would eat before I went. I did feel a little weird and kind of awkward, when everybody's eating a lot.
That's just kind of part of it. But most, especially your family and friends, are going to understand if you're doing something to improve your health. Now, you know, you might get pushback like, oh, that's so weird. You can't do that. What about your cholesterol? You know, all the common questions and pushback. But you can persevere, I promise, because I did it. And I've done it several times. And it does get easier every time you do it, just like with anything. Just keep it simple. So we did the first day we arrived at Orange Beach, we went to the grocery store and I got, you know, the same things I eat now. But it depends on your level of how much you want to cook on vacation. I don't want to cook hardly ever, vacation or no, especially not on vacation. But, you know, I'm only eating the same few things. So what I got there was, I remember getting bacon, and I got pre-cooked bacon. You can hate on it all you want, but it does the job. And I think I took my air fryer, or I made bacon, just regular bacon. You can make bacon, there's lots of different ways. You know, you can make bacon chips in a pot. You can bake bacon in the oven. If you only have a microwave, that's where you can microwave bacon, the pre-cooked bacon. Don't be microwaving raw bacon. I don't think that would work. Don't do that. Frozen hamburger patties, just depends on what you have access to and where you're staying. We stayed in a condo, so it had a full kitchen. It was nice. I prefer Chomps, or no, that's what it is. That's the brand I like. You can take like beef jerky, that kind of thing. Hot dogs. But eating and thinking, okay, I can get full, I can eat and have enough food before I go into a restaurant and get into a situation where it might be kind of tricky. So it was really mental work, and then just kind of thinking, you know, and just do the best you can. It's, you know, usually people, you know, it's a week out of your life. And if you do get out of your routine, when you get back home, just don't start incorporating those habits that you're trying to avoid. You know, don't start going to rest, you know, when you get back home, you're going to be in your routine that you can kind of control better. So, you know, have some compassion for yourself, empathy, because it is tough. It can be so tough. But the good news is our bodies are resilient. They want to be healthy, and you can make a better choice immediately. You know, within the next time you eat, you can make a better choice, and you're not going to just, you are capable of doing it. So those are some of my vacation tips and anytime travel tips.
So I got this chicken. It's Members Mark, so I did a Sam's Club pickup. It was glorious. This is Members Mark ham, deli ham. This is the bacon that's in the freezer section, not the freezer section, but the frozen section. Sausages, just a lot of meat. I love those patties and bacon, of course. You know, I did get pepperoni, a lot of things for a lot of people. And then I got some prime ribeyes. They were delicious. So now let's look in my refrigerator. Dale put all of the butter in that little dish. I was very thrilled. I love doing Walmart pickup and sour cream and Sam's Club pickup. It was fantastic, even better than Scan and Go. It really worked well. This house, I love this kitchen. It is a smaller refrigerator, which was fine, but there are my 2 air fryers on the counter. I have lots of counter space, lots of cabinet space, and a window over the sink, which I've always wanted, with a great view. I have always wanted that, and I am just loving this new house. Here I am again. Oh, okay, so what am I looking at? Oh, and then I did get some hamburger. We ordered a cow, and it won't be ready until October. All right, I just got home from the store, and guess what? Our power is out. Let's hope it's not out for long. There was a nasty storm coming in when I was leaving the west side of town. That's most likely what it is. Oh, it just came back on. All right, I'll be right back. Exciting times.